welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing another reading challenge. I love doing these challenges because it really motivates me to read a lot more, to just put my phone away and actually read. So this week's challenge is going to be reading 2 hours every day for a week to see what happens. I forgot to introduce the vlog, so it's already Wednesday, which means that I've already read 4 hours this week, and I'm using the app Forest to track this time or just, you know, focusing on reading. This is not sponsored by Forest, but I absolutely love Forest. You can basically plant a little tree. I do 30 minutes every time, so I press start and then for 30 minutes the tree will grow, and if you go to a different app the tree will die. So it really motivates you to not go on your phone and to not go to a different app, and then after the 30 minutes, or you can just pick however many minutes you want, you have a little tree. So I'm going to be growing myself a forest this week. I already have 8 trees in my forest, and in those 4 hours I read Joan Didion's The White Album. This one had been on my shelf for quite a few months now, and Joan Didion actually passed away last December, which is so incredibly sad. I never read any of her books before, but I thought now is a really good time to pick it up, to finally pick it up, because it's been on my shelf for quite some time now. So this is a non-fiction book all about her experiences living in America in the 1960s, late 60s, early 70s. And she's just writing a lot of essays about various different topics, from just, you know, actually living in Los Angeles, seeing all of these famous musicians like Janis Joplin or the Doors, and just being amongst these very famous people, which is so cool. And also there's this chapter with essays all about just California. Have to be honest with you, I didn't really enjoy that chapter because I literally couldn't really be bothered about houses of politicians in California and how it was to walk around those houses, and just the infrastructure in California and the water management in California. Couldn't really be bothered by that. The chapter was all about women, and I really loved that one. So I'm still I don't really know how many stars I want to give this book, because it wasn't really my interest. However, her writing style and just her way of telling these stories and telling her experiences and just these short essays and the way she's writing things is very interesting. Sometimes she writes a little list or a dialogue between people, but then she hasn't really told the reader yet what this list is about or who those people are, and then afterwards she says this was a list about blah blah blah. So it really makes you wonder oh, what's this about, which was really cool. So I'm still doubting, you know, what to give this, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm very happy that I did finally read this book, even though it was after her passing. Again, so sad. She's a very inspiring woman. Definitely interested in reading more of her books. But now it is Wednesday, so I have to start a new book. Well, I don't have to, but I want to, because I haven't read anything yet today. And I asked on my Patreon for my patrons to vote on the book which I should read next. So I had 3 books in mind that I wanted to start. Let me grab them for you. These 3. The first one is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. Then we have A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. And lastly, The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. And as of right now, this is the most popular one in the votes. However, I'm not going to start it yet. It's 11 AM and I just have to do some work first. So I'll just wait until this afternoon, and then I will see which one I'm going to start. But I'm already very excited. I will just let you know what the book is about once I'm going to start it, because I really have to continue doing some work now. But I really hope you're going to enjoy this vlog. I love doing these challenges, and if you've got any ideas about other challenges that I can do, let me know in the comments. It is time for a reading update, because it is Friday already and I haven't really vlogged much in the past couple of days. However, I am building a lovely forest. I will show you how many plants I've already grew this week. Look! It says that I built 16 plants and that I had a focused time of 8 hours, which is exactly 2 hours every day. I'm finding this very easy, to be honest, if I just set 30-minute timers every time I decide to read. And the book that I'm currently reading is The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. I am about 200 pages in and I'm loving this very much. So I haven't told you what this book is about yet. So this is a Greek myth retelling. This is all about Achilles and Queen Briseis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Briseis or Briseis? I'm not the best with Greek mythology. However, normally in the Achilles, Patroclus story, you always just hear about Queen Helen, who is kidnapped by the Trojans. But Pat Barker really wanted to talk about this forgotten queen of Briseis. So we learn and we read from her point of view about what happened to her, because she was captured by Achilles and his men. And she's condemned to be Achilles' bed slave. So we follow her just story. She's telling her story about what it was like being Achilles' slave, bed slave, and just, you know, she had to pour wine for him and just do chores and stuff. Oh my goodness, it is so freaking good. And the writing style is very kind of easy. You really flow through the book. It didn't like, normally it always takes me a little bit of time to get into a book when it comes to like a different writing style from every character or from every writer. But this one was super easy to get into, and you're really flying through this book. So I'm around page 200. And I'm just feeling like I can definitely finish this book quite quickly. It is so good. I'm feeling so much for all of these characters, and I'm loving it very much. So I really hope that I can reach the 2 hours today, because I'm going to my parents in the afternoon and the evening. So I will definitely be reading half an hour on the metro there and half an hour on the metro back. And then hopefully I can squeeze in some reading time when I'm at my parents, because the night when I get back home, maybe I will be able to read an hour or 30 minutes. But tomorrow on Saturday, I literally have zero time, because I'm going to do a movie marathon over at Michelle's house, a friend of mine. So we are going to start in the morning and it ends at night. So I'm not going to be reading then. However, I will extend this vlog until Monday. So I will, you know, do the Monday as well and read 2 hours on Monday to really, you know, do it properly and read 7 days. But this is an absolutely brilliant book. I am loving it very much, so I will keep you updated on this and then the book that I will be reading afterwards. So I have 3 more days of reading. On Sunday, by the way, I will definitely be able to do it, because I have zero plans and I can't wait. I love like these days, these Saturday or Sunday where you have zero plans and you can just totally do a little self-care day. So that is what I plan on doing. But now I'm going over to my parents' house and read on the metro. Happy Monday morning. Today's going to be the last day of my reading 2 hours every day, because I didn't read on Saturday, as I already said. However, I did catch up on 30 minutes that I didn't read on Friday, but I read those yesterday on Sunday. I read like 2.5 hours, I think even more, because after I finished doing all of the kind of like sprints, focus sprints on Forest, I even read some more, so I have quite a few reading updates. Oh no, my battery is empty. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have finished The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. This one was so good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. What I really enjoyed about this book is that we didn't only read from Briseis, I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, like her point of view, but also the point of view of Achilles and Patroclus. Although I wish that we actually read a bit more from her point of view, because it started out really about her, but then quite a few chapters were also about Achilles and Patroclus, which I still really enjoy reading about, because you could really feel, just I've read The Song of Achilles as well, and I could definitely see some similarities, of course, in the story, which makes sense because it's the same like myth. But I just wished sometimes there was a bit more about Briseis. Oh my goodness, I'm just not gonna say her name anymore. I did wish that there was a bit more about her life before being like taken captive by Achilles, because like in the first chapter there was already the siege of the place where she lived, her hometown. And then she was already taken captive. So I wish I was a little bit more before. However, I still enjoyed it so much and the writing style is really good. I really just flew through it. It was a kind of an easy book to read in terms of the writing style, even though the things that they were talking about in the book were horrible, because these girls were slaves, these were sex slaves, these were slaves, they just had to do a lot of horrible things. And the men in these books, some of them were absolute shits. So yeah, sometimes it was definitely a bit difficult to read, but it was very good and I highly recommend it. And from one book that is difficult to read onto the next one, because then I decided to start reading Lolita. I've never read this one before and it's one of those classics that is definitely disturbing. Very, very, very disturbing, because if you don't know, Lolita is about a girl named Lolita. I believe she's 12, and then this older man, I am not sure how old he is, but Humbert, he is very much an adult, like older, and he's falling in love with this 12-year-old girl, which is absolutely freaking disgusting. But the way this is written is very kind of captivating, even though it is absolutely horrible. So I've only read like 40 pages so far, so not much, but we're just starting to get to know the characters, and so I just know that this will definitely be not a nice read, but it is just incredibly popular worldwide, and I thought I just want to read it one day, so that's why I decided to pick it up. But I'm already just like, some people are just absolutely disgusting. So this is the book that I'll be reading today as well. I probably won't finish it today because I just have to work a lot, and in 2 hours I won't be able to finish this entire book, but I will of course set the timers again, and then at the end of this video I will show you the little forest that I've created. I'm loving this forest app a lot. So that is that for now. I have lots of orders to pack today, and one of my best friends, Sabine from Sabine's Book Nook, is coming over for a cup of coffee and we're going for a lovely walk, but just in the middle of the day, not very long. So you will see her in a bit as well. It's been a long day. I packed loads of orders, and then Sabine came over, as you saw. We had such a lovely time. We did a little work date. We both worked at my dining table, and after she left I packed more orders, and now it's 7. I finally finished everything. I just made myself some pasta and I watched an episode of Parks and Recreation, but now I'm going to be reading for half an hour from Lolita, and then I'm going to be doing some yoga because I've been doing the 30-day yoga challenge from Yoga with Adrian, and I'm loving it, and I'm currently on day 14, I believe. So I'm going to be doing that, and then I have to wash my hair because it needs a wash. Okay, it's time for my final reading update. I am not very far into Lolita yet. I'm on page 86. It is taking me a long time to read because the writing style, as you can see, every page is completely full of text. Some of the sentences are really long and just, I don't know if I'm enjoying the writing style. It sometimes feels a bit all over the place when I'm reading this, so I don't think I'll be finishing this one soon. I just feel like I want to start a new book in between and then come back to this one. But overall, I read so much this week. I read 2 entire books, and then I also read 86 pages of the third one. I loved doing this challenge again. Maybe I can do one and read even more every day. Let me know in the comments. And I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And you can also follow me on my social media. I always link everything down below in the description. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're having a beautiful day, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye.